If I ask which businessman in India is the most admired and respected by people, the very first name that comes up is Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata has made a huge contribution to the heights that the Tata company has reached today. Today, more than 100 Tata Group companies are operating in 100 countries around the world. All of this has been possible because of Mr. Ratan Tata's hard work. In today's video, I will try to share with you some unheard stories from Ratan Tata's life and the secrets of his success. So let's get started. Man of his word. These days, people make a lot of big promises. They say they'll do this, they'll start that business, they'll get fit very soon, or that they'll own a big car tomorrow. But only a few of them actually manage to do it. And nowadays it's very hard to find such people. People who actually do what they say, no matter how difficult it is. That's exactly how Ratan Tata is. Once when Ratan Tata was in America, he fell in love with a woman there. He told her, let's get married. But at that time, Ratan Tata had to return to India because his grandmother's health suddenly deteriorated. It was Ratan Tata's grandmother who had taken care of him since childhood. When Ratan was about 10 years old, his father Naval Tata and mother Sunita Tata got divorced, and since then his grandmother Navagbai Tata raised him. That's why, for the sake of his grandmother, he had to return to India. Now, before leaving, Ratan Tata told that lady that he was going back to India. He said, you should also come in a few days. We will get married there. But when that lady told her parents about this, they forbade her from going to India because at that time there was a war going on between India and China and it was dangerous to go there. Because of this, her parents got her married to another man. When Ratan Tata found out about this, he was deeply hurt. But he had already told that lady that he would marry only her. That is why Ratan Tata has never married anyone else to this day. There are many such stories where Ratan Tata has honored his word and has always done what he said he would do. In an interview, he said that he never utters words he cannot fulfill. Give back to society. The Tata Group's market valuation is over $320 billion. Yet Ratan Tata is never counted among the richest people in the world. This is because Tata Trust, whose chairman is Ratan Tata himself, owns 66% of Tata Sons shares. Tata Trust is a charitable foundation and all its money goes to charity. In other words, indirectly, about 66% of Tata Company's revenue goes to charity. And this is the biggest reason why, despite being the chairman of such a huge company, Ratan Tata's personal net worth is quite low. But this is exactly what makes him special, what sets him apart from others. Unlike others, he doesn't focus on filling his own pockets or becoming rich. He focuses on making his country better, on improving his nation. And this is the reason why, during the time of the coronavirus, Ratan Tata donated 1500 crore rupees. And for cancer patients, he has already donated over 1000 crores. And when the Taj Hotel was attacked in 2008, in which more than 160 people lost their lives, Ratan Tata also helped all the affected families in every possible way. Today, all of India respects Ratan Tata from the heart. Even though he may not be the richest in terms of money, when it comes to giving generously and helping others, he is the richest person of all. Use emotions as a fuel to work. In 1998, Tata Motors launched a car called Tata Indica. This car was Ratan Tata's dream project, but it failed in the market and did not sell. Because of this, some of Ratan Tata's financial advisors and shareholders advised him to sell the car production unit. So, regarding this deal, Ratan Tata and his team approached Ford, which was the biggest company at that time. Ford did show interest in their deal, but at that time, Ford's CEO, Bill Ford, insulted Ratan Tata. Bill Ford said that since you have no knowledge of the car business, you shouldn't have started it in the first place. And by buying your business, we are doing you a favor. Ratan Tata did not like this at all, so he cancelled the deal and returned to India. He then used his anger as motivation and within the next few years turned Tata Motors into one of the world's top companies. However, by 2008, Ford's condition had deteriorated. The company was on the verge of bankruptcy. In such a situation, Ford decided to sell its two car brands, Jaguar and Land Rover. Tata, who was already looking to enter the luxury car business, so Ratan Tata bought both of these car companies from Ford. And when this was happening, Bill Ford said to Ratan Tata, by buying these companies from us, you are doing us a favor. In this way, by turning his emotions into motivation, Ratan Tata avenged his insult. We too should use our anger as a source of motivation. Because as they say, your success is the best revenge. Values are more important than profit. In April 2012, Ratan Tata declared that after years of hard work, he had finally found a worthy candidate for the company who would now take over his position as chairman, and that candidate was Cyrus Mistry. In 2012, Ratan Tata retired from the post of chairman, and Cyrus Mistry was appointed as the chairman of the board. However, after Cyrus Mistry became chairman, the decisions he made were not liked by the company's board and Ratan Tata. for example, selling non-profit businesses or acquiring another business without consulting the board. Although Ratan Tata kept forgiving Cyrus's mistakes, one mistake led to him being ousted from the company. Actually, what happened was that in 2009, a Japanese company, NTT Docomo, bought 26.5% shares of Tata Teleservices for 13,500 crore rupees. And at that time, the Tata Group had promised them that they could sell these shares whenever they wanted. Tata itself would buy back their shares and in return would pay them at least 50% of the value of their shares. So when in 2014, Docomo wanted to exit this agreement with Tata, it told Tata that find a good buyer for these shares. But Tata couldn't find any buyer. So Docomo told Tata that as per our agreement, you should buy those shares and in return, give us 50% of the value of those shares. By then, Cyrus Mistry had become the chairman of the Tata Group and he didn't think returning this money was a good financial decision. It didn't seem like a profitable decision, so he refused to pay NTT Docomo the money. Docomo was quite shocked by this because they had entered into this agreement trusting Tata. And as we know, the Tata Group runs on trust and reputation, which took them 150 years to build. So upset by this, Docomo filed a legal case against Tata in an international court for fraud. And when Ratan Tata found out about this, he felt very bad because this case had tarnished Tata's reputation in the market. And it was after this very decision by Cyrus Mistry that he was removed from the position of chairman of the Tata Group in 2016. Ratan Tata has always operated according to values and ethics. He says that for him, trust is the most important thing because the entire business runs on trust. If the customer does not trust your product, they will never buy it. That's why we should never forget our values for the sake of temporary profit. Believe in yourself. When Ratan Tata decided to buy Ford's two companies, Jaguar and Land Rover, many people did not support him. People used to say, how can an Indian company run a luxury car business? And when he decided to buy Tetley, which is a tea company, people questioned that decision as well. But Ratan Tata had faith in his decisions, and with that confidence, he proved people wrong. Today, Jaguar and Land Rover are the most profitable businesses for Tata Motors. Tata earns a huge profit from them. Tata Tea is now the largest tea company in the world. Ratan Tata achieved all this through his right decisions. Never lose your time. Once, Ratan Tata was traveling from Mumbai to Nashik for a meeting. Other senior officials from the Tata Group were also with him when suddenly their car got a flat tire on the way. So while the tire was being fixed, everyone else went to a nearby tea stall to have some tea. Some went to the restroom. At that moment, everyone noticed that Ratan Tata was nowhere to be seen. Where is he? When they looked around, they saw that Ratan Tata was helping the driver change the tire. The other senior officials started telling him, "Sir, what are you doing? You are Ratan Tata. This isn't your job. It's the driver's job." To this, Ratan Tata replied, "If I help this driver, he'll get me there 10 minutes earlier and I'll have more time for the meeting. But if I don't help him here, time will be wasted. And if time is wasted, it will be our own loss." So from this story, you can understand how much Ratan Tata values his time. Now let's move on to the next story. Simplicity. Despite being the chairman of such a large company, Ratan Tata has no interest in luxurious things in his life. He follows a very simple lifestyle. He visits his company's employees at their homes. He has no arrogance about any of his positions or power. Let me share an incident related to this. Once, he attended a seminar where he guided the attendees and gave them life lessons. After the seminar ended, people thought, "It's Ratan Tata, such a great man. Let's take a photo with him." So all the young men lined up. They formed 3 rows. First, the shorter kids sat on the ground, those a bit taller stood in the second row, and the tallest stood in the back row, and they placed a chair in the front row for Ratan Tata. But when Ratan Tata arrived, he had the chair removed. So everyone thought he would stand for the photo. So when Ratan Tata stood in the front, the boys in the back row weren't visible in the photo because Ratan Tata is tall. And if he moved to the last row, he himself would be hidden. So he came to the front row and sat on the ground with the boys. Everyone was amazed to see Ratan Tata sitting on the ground. This incident perfectly illustrates his simplicity. He always speaks to everyone politely, no matter how rich or poor they are. Along with being a successful businessman, Ratan Tata is also a good human being, and perhaps that is why he has been awarded the title of Sir. Along with this, Ratan Tata has also been honored with the Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan, and it is hoped that in the future he will also receive the Bharat Ratna. These were some business and personal lessons from Ratan Tata's life, which you too can adopt in your own life to become a successful and good person. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video with more life lessons, book summaries and educational videos related to successful personalities. Thanks for watching.